Another day, another TBATE drama farm. Chibi got a new video called Animators of TBATE Hate the Author. What do you mean animators of TBATE? Are we watching the same thing? These are just manga panels shaking around with the camera. Who is animating? I don't see any animation. Also, to be obviously obtuse, I'm making jokes like that, but are you serious? So the people who outsourced this project from the beginning, because Studio ACAT is a CG sweatshop, has the audacity to hate the author after they've taken a piss on the author's magnum opus, his legacy? What's going on?
I apologize for what I'm about to show you, but seeing is believing, and you have to see it before I can even talk about it.
All right.
Because it's really just that bad. And it's only going to be one example of another example I want to show later in this video.
Sure.
But you just got to see it for yourself, and then you'll truly understand
I'm watching.
Why the title is like it is.
That's
in
it?
all my years watching anime,
That's it?
I have never seen lip flaps messed up so bad in this poorly animated.
Oh, I thought he was gonna complain about the punch. That's it? Oh, I basically have literally 0 standard right now for this anime. So mouth moving like this is honestly a plus. The fact that something is actually moving, right? It's not moving, but something is changing in the pixels that's been set, because all the other scenes, again, they're just static pictures with the camera moving around and speed light is happening to give the illusion of movement.
Animated. Like, once again, now that I pointed this out, just look at how her mouth moves and how bad this looks.
This kind of reminds me of cat yapping meme. Yeah. I don't know if you guys know about this cat right here. Oh yeah, this one. This is what she reminds me of right now. You guys know this one? This is exactly that. Yeah. They got it. That's what they're referencing, guys.
Like, what? Like, look at the background as well. Like, there's just no movement. It's completely still. There is literally no signs of life anywhere to be found in the background. And just the way her mouth moves just looks so bad. Like, when you look at the mouth movement here, it makes it even more jarring when you go to something like this. It's just like, what is even going on with this show? We're reaching levels of just heinous animation that I've never seen before. Like, I've seen some pretty bad animation. I have lived through the times of X-Arm, Berserk, and even the original Fate Stay Night series. I'm not talking about Unlimited Blade Works, I'm talking about the original Fate series.
Bean.
You know when it comes to some CGI bits within that show. What I'm saying is I've seen some pretty bad stuff. Some stuff that is just gross and makes you question what were they thinking when they decided to go that route with the art and animation or even CGI. But the beginning after the end is probably, I'm not even joking, one of the most lifeless projects of anime I have ever seen. Like,
agreed. In this specific episode too, if you haven't seen this scene, but basically I want to bring your attention to another video. Shout outs to Extra Specials for doing the aura analysis to bait stuff. But in this video, right? Basically, it's the manhwa versus anime comparisons, and the blatant, shallow expressions that's seen in the anime that does not convey the emotions of the manhwa was made very apparent in this specific episode, because like this entire episode is basically mom and dad, you know, relearning that their lost child, Arthur, who they presumably thought was dead, is actually alive, and they're so happy about it. And watching the anime, it felt like they were kind of sad, but I was like, whatever. The character acting is obviously going to be very, you know, bad in this anime, but like compared to facial expressions here, right? It's just so apparent that it is missing any semblance of soul. Right? It's a very shallow expression, and they're unable to express what the original source material was trying to do. So I absolutely agreed that obviously TBATE is a soulless project, but here's the other thing. You know what isn't a soulless project right now? Yaiba. Yaiba, bro. But guess what? Even your boy Roshi covering Yaiba, and again, YouTube video reactions are not everything. These metrics are not an end-all be-all metric signal to say if an anime is doing well or not. But Yaiba, if you don't know, is one of the most stunning visually looking animes of this season. It is gorgeous. It is ridiculously gorgeous. The fight choreography, the fluidity of, the action, the color palette, everything about it, there's just so much soul put into it. But no one talks about this. Nor is this doing well in Japan in relative to an anime like TBATE. And you have to think to yourself, from a pure business perspective, why the fuck would you invest this much time, resource, and talent into such an ambitious project like this when, at the end of the day, production value, as important as it is, isn't the defining thing of if an anime is going to quote-unquote succeed? Because TBATE, as much as we shit on it, as much as we live in this hyperbolic, chamber of, haha, the end before the beginning, it's so bad, this shit is killing it domestically in Japan. It is getting on the top charts despite putting so little effort into it. So when I think about this as maybe a corporate suit, some producer that is trying to figure out, return on investment and trying to create like a profit bottom line situation, it makes a lot of sense why they would do this. They're getting away with it because the story is good enough. The story is good enough, it's compelling. The voice acting, the soundtrack, and the overall direction of the story is good enough to keep the isekai enjoyers comfortable, cozy, to keep watching this. And it just makes sense. So at the end of the day, like, you can say, I can't believe they're doing this. I wonder why they're doing this. I think it makes a lot of sense, why they're doing this.
Like, it is just straight up flat, lifeless, and honestly unbearable. Like, I feel like I am destroying my brain cells and my eyes when I watch this show.
Yeah. TBATE, top show in Japan. If I search this, what will we see? That is fucking disgusting, bro. Apothecary Diary Season 2, number 1, and then it's TBATE in this site called D Anime, bro. On Netflix, Dead or Alive Season 1, Golden Kamuy number 2, One Piece 3, Fire Force 4, Karma, and then TBATE here. It is appalling how TBATE is getting compared to these great shows, bro. And it truly goes to, and that's fucking crazy. Honor Atelier Meister at the beginning. That kills me, bro. In this one, top 10 TV shows or whatever, Gundam G-Quux is at the top. Makes a lot of sense because Japan loves that shit. One Piece, Apothecary, cool. Unk Tensei, A-Rank Party, yeah. Yami Healer, Lazarus. Then Honor Atelier Meister, then TBATE, and then you have MHA Vigilantes at the bottom, number 10. That disgusts me because I know how good MHA Vigilantes is. It is leagues ahead of TBATE. But at the end of the day, people don't really care that much about animation. As much as you think that people do, a lot of people just really care about a story that is comfortable and familiar to them. And because they love the isekai slop there, they don't even care about production value, bro. They'll eat this shit up. Producers are going to get away with it. It's going to make more sales and bring more money than a project like Yaiba or any of the other highly coveted projects that aren't getting exposure because the story just doesn't align with the intended target audience. This is honestly a case study. This should be a case study to show that, like, production value ain't mean shit sometimes.
And I'm watching this for You Don't Have To, but it is just, I'm going to say a comment that might be a hot take. I legit think that the AI anime that's airing this season has more soul in it than this.
I don't know what anime that is.
That's sad. That is actually sad. Like, that I feel bad and terrible that I even said that, but it is insane just how bad this is. Like, I want you to see this scene. This is truly terrible.
Oh, is this a slap scene? The dad getting smacked. Yo, this shit, I died laughing reacting to this scene.
Like, you want to see how much lack of a soul this anime has? Like, look at this scene I'm about to show you. This really just shows how there is literally no life, no actual effort in the art animation whatsoever. Like, this scene is just, it's terrible. And it's one of so many scenes, not just from this episode, but from the season. Like, just watch this scene. So he's just sitting here.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta plug my shit, bro. I gotta plug my shit, bro. Where is it? Where's mine, bro? Hold up. I remember very clearly watching that scene and just fucking dying laughing. Here it is. And let's try to find it. Where it was? Oh yeah, right over here, bro. Right over here. Okay.
This is after Arthur fell off the cliff.
That got okay, Arthur fell off the cliff. Yeah. Dad's really sad. Yeah. Depressed. Dad's drinking and his friend knocks him out. But like the sequence of events here just happens so fast and the animation is so jarring. Did it even animate? No. Let's go frame by frame. Literally frame by frame. Frame. Next up. Frame by frame. And boom, right there. What the fuck?
Masterful. Just shake the camera around.
Yeah.
Create some speed lines.
Yeah.
Make the illusions of animation without actually happening.
So fucking garbage.
Camera shakes, man.
The camera shake though. You see the camera shake though, right? So bad.
Oh man.
But again, when I watched this, at this point, again, because I have zero standards for this anime right now, and we're just kind of watching and just laughing at it because of how bad it is. It's fun. It's genuinely fun. I'm not even mad at this point. I'm just laughing at it because of how comically bad this shit is.
Like, do I even need to explain why that's bad? Like, I want to back up just so we can see that again. But basically, this man literally is chilling, okay? You have a sound effect of him getting punched,
and then camera shake.
The sound effect just doesn't even sound good. There's already an issue with the sound effect. But we have a still frame here of him getting punched, okay? And the screen is shaking. Like, it is the same image, not being moved. It's just a image being moved in a camera, like an editing software program. Just moving up and down. It is something a middle schooler could be capable of.
Kindergartner.
And the fact that this is in a finished project for an anime, it's just...
It's something,
like I said, I've seen some bad stuff, okay?
It's impressively
but I
bad.
think even some of the worst art animation and CGI I have seen has still more soul in it than what this anime has. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. I like the story at the beginning after the end, but this anime, man, this story cannot carry it.
I would argue it is carrying it. Now, that's Chibi's opinion, right? Everyone has their own opinion. But these are just facts. These are analytics, numbers, people showing with their viewership that they enjoy TBATE. Bad publicity, is that really powerful? I don't even think that this is a case with bad publicity. This is the Japanese audience, which are very isolated from the English-speaking internet community. Couldn't find much about the Japanese besides Twitter Japan. On Twitter Japan, it's mostly treated like a normal isekai, as in garbage fucking junk slop animation with a story that's compelling to them. With extra interest since it's made by a Westerner. A lot of Japanese socials and regions are locked, so can't really look into those ratings. I don't think that people are straight up watching this shit, hate watching. I think the Japanese audience are straight up just watching and enjoying a brain dead animation. Like it's not a brain dead show, right? It's not like, but like there's like other shows like Nutmaster from last season or even before that, Banished from the Party, the Healer or something. Like, remember this one? Banished from the Party, Healer is actually strongest. This one? You guys remember this? I remember this shit. This shit was also the similar thing, right? It's not an isekai, but it is that kind of like fantasy dungeon setting, right? Also, another very shitty project. Literally just no animation happening. But the story is so cozy and comfortable to them that they eat this up. And this was #1 in a platform called Abima. I think Otaku Spirit was making a video about that. And it just truly shocked me on how shit like this will do so well. So, yes, there are a lot of people probably hate watching. A lot of people shitting on this show. But that's mostly the Western side who aren't even watching it. The people that are watching it genuinely have no qualms with the production value. They're just, again, there for the ride. And when I watch this, I'm not gonna lie, when I see the manhwa versus the anime comparisons, I realize at that point that, damn, like, obviously it is bad, but I didn't realize how bad it truly was. But when I'm watching this as an anime only, each Wednesday, I genuinely have so much fun watching it. And that's partly because, again, I have zero standards for Studio 8 and TBATE. I watch it laughing comically at these insane quote-unquote animations happening. And because of how bad it is, I can't help but laugh because how ridiculous it is. But on top of that, again, the soundtrack is goated. The soundtrack, the overall like audio-visual cues, I think is pretty fucking decent. Danmachi soundtrack composer, by the way. I call that shit out from a mile away during the middle of a reaction. The voice acting for any anime is always going to be supreme because of the elite culture and the environment that procures these seiyus, right? And because of these two things, and the story too, that, like, I think that they're obviously not doing the story justice, but it's a different scenario from Tower of God Season 2, again, where despite the source material apparently being really good, the direction of the story can make it really boring and very meaningless. And TBATE, for me, the direction of the story, the fact that I even care about it, the fact that I keep watching, interested in what's going to happen with Arthur, for me personally, again, shows that they're getting away with it. It's fucking disgusting, but like, I think that story is carrying this show really hard.
It cannot carry it. It is just, I feel like it is, my eyes are being disrespected when I watch this. It is just, what if I told you, by the way, this was the best animated episode?
It is. Because Arthur punching that racist elf kid, they actually showed animation. This truly was the best animated episode, which is just really makes you think what the other episodes were like, huh?
What if I told you that episode 6 of The Beginning After the End is the best animated episode so far? And we got scenes like that.
Yeah, the Conjure versus Augmenter scene, the movement there, I think was one of the best Sakuga moments, if you can even call it Sakuga moment. Episode 1, they did try a little, right? They did, in comparison to the other episodes.
It is literally a still frame anime.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like, people like to meme and joke about that, calling it PNG lock, like Blue Lock PNG lock, or we like to call the 7 deadly sins the 7 deadly frames. But I'm not joking. This is literally just a PNG.
It's an inferior form of PNG lock because at the very least, PNG lock has such amazing art. The bold lines, the bright colors, the overall compositing is phenomenal. It's just that nothing is moving, right? So PNG lock is on a different level of executing that. TBATE, as you can see, very dull, right? Very shallow, very lifeless. Art's pretty mediocre.
Slideshow. Like, that's really what it is. And the fact that you even have scenes where the lit flaps are messed up, which I've never seen done before, like, to that extent, it says enough. Like, this entire anime just needs to be thrown in the garbage bin. It is just...
Nah, give me core 2. We going all the fucking way, baby, and I'm gonna farm this shit all the way to the bank.
I feel so bad for the author. I feel so bad for the community that's mega diehard fans of The Beginning After the End.
I don't feel bad for the author because he made this fucking mistake by himself due to his own negligence. I feel bad for the fandom. I feel bad for everyone involved in this project who are getting shit on. But at the end of the day, the author made a deal while not doing his research, which a fucking random 15-year-old kid could have done in 10 seconds by just searching up Studio 8 I just can't believe the utter stupidity, the ignorance, the negligence at hand for someone that is such a well-spoken person, someone who clearly has rational thinking process by watching the Crunchyroll interview. How the fuck did you fuck it up like this, man? And sometimes people just make mistakes, and this was a insane mistake. This is gonna be a stain on Turtle Me's career. This is literally he's gonna get dunked on in this shit. And it's just so sad considering the show is about to come to an end. This should have been a fucking home run. This should have been a slam dunk, man. To get his magnum opus immortalized through a great anime. But bro caved. Bro literally caved. Took the first offer possible, thinking that, oh, maybe it's now or never. Which, again, if TBATE the source material was a random bullshit isekai story that is amongst thousands of other mediocre ones and had, you know, no following, then yeah, I'd probably take the deal. I would probably take the deal knowing, you know what, I know my content is not the most, you know, read or, you know, exposed. Therefore, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. And even if the Studio ACAT's gonna butcher it, at least I got an anime, right? That I understand. This is not the case though. TBATE could have simply been like, they could have delayed that shit. They could have waited. All Turtle Me had to say was, you know what? I believed in my work. I know how great my story is. And my fandom proves that. And right now, you're offering me a deal, giving me a small limited window of opportunity to take the deal or not. I'm not going to take it. I'm going to wait because I know a competent studio with a director that actually cares about my work will show up in the next, you know, 5 years or so. And I'll wait. That's what I would have fucking done. But hey, it is what it is, huh?
Because this anime, man, it really is. I might have to say this might be the worst anime I've seen in years.
What have we seen worse than this, chat? Newgate, again, still comes to mind. That anime literally had characters' eyes and noses falling apart from their facial, like, design. Newgate was on another level. Their studio just went bankrupt, by the way. That shit went down under. I think Newgate is worse than this. Failure Frame, you can shit on Failure Frame a lot. I agree, it's doo-doo water. Their blatant use of CG was garbanzo. But I think it's still better than TBATE. I think so. Amazon Prime Anime? Now, here's the thing. We need to define what a bad anime is. Because mail order isekai, right? This one. Mail order isekai, this anime, the production value for this was comically bad as well. But here's the thing. Even though it's so bad, I feel like they were aware of what a limited amount of budget that they had and what they were having to work with. And they were still able to deliver such a fun anime, right? So again, production value is not the end-all be-all because there's sometimes very low-budget scuffed animes in terms of just pure animation that has such a good story and the people directing the story knows what the story is all about and are able to bring forth an anime that, again, looks fucking bad, but is so fun to watch, at least for me, right? So you gotta really, like, I guess, define it, right? So for me, a bad anime is not just bad animation. It also has, I think, the story component matters a lot. So mail order isekai honestly gets a pass for me. This shit's fucking really fun, right? Cheat Skill in Another World? I don't even remember that one. I forget that one, but TBATE definitely is kind of up there. Like, if you're gonna talk about bad anime, I'd probably put TBATE up there. I put Newgate up there. I put Tower of God Season 2 up there. I put TBATE up that I already mentioned TBATE up there. There's a lot of other garbage ones, but I can't just think of it on the spot.
It is bad. Like, I think some of the worst CGI I've seen is so much better than this. At least there's movement. There's just nothing.
Failure Frame. What he's saying right now, directly correlation to Failure Frame. Garbage CGI, but at least there's things moving.
Like, it's just disappointment, man. I'm gonna leave it at that. I had to vent a little bit because this is bad. I love you guys.
But guess what, GB? Every TBATE video you make is gonna collect easy views, and the anime being bad, you profit from it, and so will I. And that's the fucked up thing about content creation. It doesn't matter if an anime is good or bad for us. In fact, if it's bad, there's more rage baits and drama and you know, that kind of content that will continue to just like feed into the system, and people will keep watching it. And I too will keep watching these TBATE reactions because, again, as bad as it is so fun to watch. And I had zero expectations of the anime. I am laughing at this garbanzo isekai, but I still look forward to each and every Wednesday. Also, TBATE opening, sick opening, bro. King's Blood, Chills, brother. Please check out Chibi's video. Here's a link to the video. Go give it a like if you did. Link in the chat. Go check out his other content too. And I'll see you next time.